The scope of psychology. Psychology can be defined as a scientific study of behavior and mental process. So, ang psychology daw nagaano siya og behavior and mental process. So sa ako ang research is a woman develops sports health and critical social behavior and a cognitive process mao lang ako nasabtan.
Psychology addresses the variety of issues related to mental and behavioral functioning of an individual. Through psychology, we define the behavior of individual through counseling. Like when we go like in the guide, like in our school, pag natay problema, makuan di ang guidance counselor. Through guidance counselor, ma-define na to kung sa problema sa tao, emotional ba ni, physical ba ni, or behavior. And the example is about clinical psychologists. Through clinical psychologists, they addresses the issue of an individual and also give an advice of how they problem fix. Like clinical psychology. Like clinical psychology is the psychological specialty that provides continuing and comprehensive mental and behavioral health care for individuals and families, consultation to agencies and communities, training, education, and supervision, and research-based practice. Ang napasabot sa clinical psychology, they are addresses the issue of an individual problem like consultation. If you have a problem, pwede ka madto sa clinical psychology kay muhatag po na sila og tambag nimo how you overcome your issue or mental issue.
The study of human beings starts with the functioning of biological systems, especially the nervous system. So, why does it need to start to study human beings with psychological systems? Lalong-lalo na sa atong nervous system. It's because our behavior is controlled by the nervous system. So, when we say nervous system, it takes in information through our senses, processes the information, and triggers reactions such as making your muscles move or causing you to feel pain. So, for example, kung napasok ka, di ba, atong i-react is ka ng masakitan ta. So, automatic na to sa atong brain na nasakitan ta. And then, also connect sa atong nervous system sa psychology. So, syempre, psychologists seek to understand how the brain functions in order to understand behavior. So, under nervous system, psychology studies the functions of various types of brain which regulate our feelings, emotions, and thinking. So, ang nervous system, kay nasa duha ka part. The central nervous system or CNS and the peripheral nervous system or PNS. So, kani si central nervous system, part ni siya sa ato ang nervous system nga si CNS siya ka-regulate sa ato ang feelings, emotions, and thinking. So, i-mention po dire nga within automatic nervous system, the role hormones and neurotransmitters in determining our behavior is important. So, na-mention si hormones o neurotransmitters na importante para ma-determine ang ato ang behaviors. Kaya, kani si hormones can influence our behavior. So, the hormones, it affects our behavior by increasing the likelihood that specific behaviors occur in the presence of precise stimuli. So, for example, di ba kita tanan nag-adrenaline rush. So, for example, like sakay tao ka ng roller coaster, di ba makulba ka, or mutanaw tao mga horror movies, di ba? Mahadlok ta tungod sa iyang effect sa music. So, mo na to kanang it results sa ato ang brain thinking nga nato sa danger. So, releasing our hormones to prepare for what what we do kung sa ato ang magiging response tungod ato nga experiences. So, while saying neurotransmitters involved siya sa transmission of nerve signals. So, importante jud sa neurotransmitters kay siya ga-boost o balancing signal sa ato ang utok and also for keeping our brain functioning. So, they help manage automatic responses such as breathing and heart rate, but they also have psychological functions such as learning, managing mood, fear, pleasure, and happiness. So yeah, next slide please.
Understanding the nervous system is vital to understanding psychology in general. It is through the nervous system that we experience pleasure and pain, feel emotions, learn and use language, and plan goals, just to name a few examples. Scientific studies as to how a given sociocultural environment interacts with innate biological, intellectual, and social attributes of the child and facilitates healthy development of the child. Through sa psychology, we define ang child kung siyang mga behavior through siyang environment, like bata pa ka, like sample 5 years old, tapos imong mga kauban kay mga bright, makakuha na nimo sila ma-adapt sa imong sarili ang imong intelligence through sa kauban nimo, through sa mga kauban nimo, sa mga surroundings nimo, makuha nimo magaya nimo sila, and then like bata pa ka, tudloan na kasing mama ug kanang study, then pagdako nimo ma-apply na mo sa imong sarili na mag-study kay tungod sa since child pa ka, na tudloan na kasi imong mga ginikanan sa imong mga buhaton, ug through that ma-apply nimo ang imong intelligent, and then ug makuha nimong mas-socialize nimo imong sarili through sa mga kauban nimo.
In connection to the discussion of the previous speaker about the nervous system, one of the functions of the brain is to process information. Example of this information is sensory input. For us to visualize what sensory input is, imagine you're eating an ampalaya. So your tongue will send information to your brain that this ampalaya that you're currently eating is bitter. So other than processing it, the brain also stores and retrieves it when it is needed. So when the second time you eat an ampalaya, you will already know that in addition to the processing of information, attention and perception helps to process information. For example, right now, I am sharing my thoughts, and for you to be able to understand, to digest, to grasp everything that I am sharing, of course, you should be attentive and perceptive for you to be able to understand, di ba? Kay kanang lain kayo, kanang present lang mo, para present lang jud mo ana. Dapat kanang attentive ta for us to digest all the information. Next is so since storing and retrieving information is one of the functions of the brain, memory and thinking is also helps us to register, retain, and retrieve information. So in thinking, when we think, we are manipulating and improving our previous knowledge about this certain topic, diba? So when we think we are adding or yun nga, we are improving our knowledge about this certain topic. So within psychology, all these are under the domain of higher mental processes or cognition.
In your life, you must have come across many persons who have reached higher level of accomplishment. The better you are at surrounding yourself with people of high potential, the greater your chance for success. But such accomplishment is attained at once. It is the result of continuous learning in which individual acquires the necessary skills and competence through regular practice. Need for achievement is the degree to which someone of motivate. Kailangan taog na ay motivation sa atoang sarili para maabot ka to ang atoang gusto abuton. The motivation to persist despite of the challenge and setbacks, and also the achievement, accomplishment of competence and success in important life domains. Success is easy to achieve once you set your mind on a specific goal. So, kailangan na agad tayo goal na maabot na to ang atoang gusto abuton sa atoang sarili. Example sa business. Sa business manggod, kung gamay ka o puhunan, kung kabalo ka mo dala, mulago din na siya. Pero kung mas ipagdakabag puhunan, kung dili ka kabalo mo dala, dili jud mo success ang imuhang business. Mas unsaon nimo motivate, mas unsaon nimo ruling sa imuhang puhunan, kung wala kay goal nga maabot nimo nga mo success ang imong business, unsaon din na siya, mas unsaon nimo saon mo siya o ruling sa imuhang kwarta. Psychology helps us to understand in reaching this high level of accomplishment. Kailangan din nato siya i-understand, din kailangan din nato siya o you need to do action, work hard, always keep practicing and do your best always. And say don't give up para makuha gid mo ang imong goal. Masakit jud ka, dili jud ka magpabaya, makipaggamay ud ako ang imong puhunan. Kailangan pud ta o kanang sabihan nato siya, dili lang nato siya ibali wala lang. Psychology help us to understand the process involved in reaching this high level of accomplishment. Example sa study. Need nato mag-study kung gusto nato maabot ang ato ang kanang makagraduate ta. Kailangan jud nato nga magkakit sa ato ang sarili nga unsa man ang ihatag sa ato ang mga teacher sa ato ang mga assignment, mga kuan, kailangan jud nato na siya buhaton. Kung gusto nimo mo taas ang imuhang grade or gusto nimo makagraduate, kailangan dyan nato na siya i-practice sa atong sarili nga magkita nila nga part kaya nako buhaton. So dili lang ta magbaliwala nga eskwela lang, murag wala lang. So dapat jud mag-practice jud ta nga kailangan nato i-motivate sa atong sarili nga makuha na to atong pangarap inigabot sa panahon.
In order to understand the purpose behind any kind of behavior, psychologists use the concept of motivation. Motivation is defined as the process that initiates, guides, and maintains good-oriented behaviors. As a motivated person, it means that you have a desire or you are willing to do something that you want to achieve that goal. It means that you want to pursue because you are motivated. And if you are motivated, it is possible that you will reach the goal in life that you've wanted. There are 6 main types of basic emotions. One of these is happiness. Example of this is when someone or your loved ones gives you a flower or chocolates. You will feel happy. Girls can relate this. Sadness. Sadness, of course, if we are hurt or someone left us, we feel sad. It will break our heart. Fear. All of us has fears in life. Sometimes we are afraid if there is a situation that makes us feel unsafe or unsure. Sometimes our fear kay mas mauna pa because of our negative thoughts na we feel nga dili nato kaya buhaton. Disgust. We feel disgust if we see something that is dirty or unpleasant to us. Anger. Of course, as a human being, we feel angry. Angry is when someone do a thing to us. We feel angry if we are hurt. We are angry if naay mga butanga nakapasamok sa atong hunahuna. Surprised. Of course, we feel surprised if we receive a gift or if we got a high grades. We feel surprised because our teacher gives us a high grade that we don't expect that our teacher gives us that high grade.
You will certainly agree that no two individuals are the same in terms of their physical attributes such as height, weight, skin color, or facial features, as well as psychological attributes such as intelligence, personality, temperament, and interest. So, it says here that every individual has their own qualities, that we are built with our own different features, such as our physical attributes and our psychological attributes. So, physical attributes, di ba, it is what we look externally, or our physical features, our skin color, height, and weight. So, it is really impossible to have the same physical attributes with someone, because even twins do have different physical attributes. Goes same to our psychological attributes, which is our mental capacity, intelligence, personality, of how we give meaning to things, so on and so forth. So we have a photo of a woman who got picked up among the many people that lined up. So why is it that she is the one that got picked up? We're about to find that out in our next slide. An understanding of these and other aspects of individual differences facilitates the psychologist to select right person for the right job and to provide guidance and counseling for various matters of personal as well as professional concern. So it is indicated here that a given individual's differences, it helps the psychologist to choose a certain person that is fit for the job. So, if we relate it to the previous photo that we have seen, the woman got picked up among the rest of the people, certainly because she have the qualities or she possessed the qualities the psychologists have been looking for. And also, it is also mentioned that the psychologist provides guidance and counseling. So, an example for that is, ang employee is always absent at her work. So, the employee being absent at her work basically affects her job and can result to any certain conflicts. And then, that particular employee will be sent to the psychologist for consultation. And then, the psychologist will provide her solutions and advices. So, kay basig sa iya lang ng lifestyle or sa iyang time management, matag sige siya ka-absent. But whatever the cause, ang psychologist, maghatag yun na siya effective solutions for the employee's problem. Wala to.
Normal behavior refers to expected behavior in individuals. The manner in which people interact with others, go about their lives are usually accordance with the social expectation. When this expectation and individual behavior synchronize, the behavior is considered as normal. We know, sa mga normal people, mga mga tao na makipagsalimuha sa tao, di ba? And through normal behavior, ma-define na itong tao na normal accordance sa expected sa society, like nagatupad sa mga batas, and then nagatupad sa batas sa gobyerno. Mga na sila mga tao na expected na normal behavior o makipagsalimuha sa tao. Abnormal behavior may be defined as behavior that is disturbing, socially unacceptable, distressing, maladaptive, or self-defeating, and often the result of distorted thoughts, cognition. Sa mabantayan na to sa abnormal behavior, we see a lot of people, di ba, na wala na abnormal na, like makita to sa dalan, ay tao na si glakaw-lakaw. Sa makita na to sa tao, feel na to, dili anang lahi niyang behavior, dili kagaya sa tao na makipagsalimuha. Kagaya sa mga abnormal behavior na like sila tong mga tao na self-defeating, like nalulong na sa drugs or wala na kabaloon sa buhaton nila. Then makita na nato na magstorya na sila sa ilang mga sarili. Through that, we know that that kind of person is not normal because he took himself and also the expected of human, like gaya sa mga sa mga normal na tao kay maglakaw-lakaw sa dalan na no clothes. We see that when we saw that kind of person, we know that that kind of behavior is not normal. Through psychology, we define an abnormal behavior like analyzing a person of what he do or what behavior that he show us. And that's all. Thank you everyone for listening the report of Group 2 about the scope of psychology.